Introduction. Okay, so I'm about to tell you a story that's going to make you question everything you thought you knew about cute little birds. Picture this: a newborn baby, eyes still sealed shut, not a single feather on its body, barely even aware it exists yet. And within hours of being born, this thing has already wiped out every single one of its siblings. Nobody taught it how. Nobody made it do this. It just knew. And it did it anyway. Sounds like something out of a horror movie, right? Except this isn't fiction. This is happening right now in millions of nests all over the planet. And the tiny serial killer we're talking about today is the cuckoo, a bird that looks about as threatening as a pigeon, but is secretly running one of the most brutal, calculated survival schemes in the entire animal kingdom. So today, we're breaking down 7 insane facts about this bird. And fair warning, you're never going to hear a bird singing the same way again. Mystery 1. The world's most ruthless deadbeat. Mom. Let's put it in human terms for a second. If the cuckoo mom were a person, she'd be the parent nobody wants. Why? Because she never builds a home, never sits on her eggs, and she sure as hell never raises her own kids. Instead, she's got a move I like to call parenting by proxy, and it is savage. She stakes out another bird's nest, usually something small like a warbler or a sparrow. She waits and waits. The second the homeowners step out, she swoops in, drops one of her eggs right into their nest, and takes off like nothing happened. The whole heist takes about 10 seconds, faster than ordering DoorDash. Mystery 2. A. Forgery's so good, nobody ever catches it. So, naturally, you're probably wondering, how do these host birds not notice a random egg just showed up overnight? Here's the wild part. Cuckoo eggs are basically forged. Color, pattern, size, they're near-perfect copies of the host's own eggs. And this isn't luck. It's the result of a full-blown evolutionary arms race that's been going on for millions of years. Host birds get better at spotting fakes. Cuckoos get better at faking them out. And get this. Scientists found that individual female cuckoos actually specialize. Like, one cuckoo lineage will target warblers specifically. Another targets sparrows, and their eggs are custom-built to match that exact species. Mystery 3. Born a killer. Literally hours old. Okay, this is where it gets dark. Cuckoo eggs hatch about 1 to 2 days before the host's own eggs. And the second, this thing breaks out of its shell, still slimy, blind, not a feather in sight. It gets straight to work on what I guess you'd call its first job, clearing out the competition. It uses its bare back to wedge underneath every remaining egg or chick in the nest, and just pushes, slowly, relentlessly, until everything tumbles right over the edge and hits the ground. Nobody trained it to do this. This is pure, hardwired instinct, like it came preloaded the moment it was born. Mystery 4. The part that makes 0 sense. At this point, you're probably like, wait, this cuckoo chick grows up to be like 3 or 4 times the size of its foster parents? How do these birds not notice something's insanely wrong here? And yet, these tiny little birds just keep grinding, stuffing food into a kid that's basically the size of a small elephant compared to them. This one legitimately stumped scientists for decades. Mystery 5. The ultimate mind trick. Turns out the answer is one of the sneakiest tricks in all of nature. When the baby cuckoo opens its mouth to beg for food, the shape and color trigger the parenting instinct way harder than the host's own biological chicks ever could. On top of that, its begging call is basically engineered to sound like an entire brood of hungry chicks screaming at once. So the foster parents think they've got a whole nest full of mouths to feed, and they go into overdrive hunting for food non-stop. Basically, the cuckoo chick hacks straight into another species' parental instincts. And once that instinct gets triggered, there's no shutting it off, no matter how ridiculous the size difference gets. Mystery 6. Why this scam still works after millions of years. Yeah, it sounds messed up. But from a pure survival standpoint, this is genius. The mother cuckoo skips building a nest, skips the risk of sitting exposed to predators, skips the exhausting job of hunting food for her babies. She outsources the entire cost of parenting to somebody else. But host birds aren't just taking this lying down. Plenty of species have evolved to spot foreign eggs, and some will even abandon the whole nest the second something seems off. It's a quiet arms race that's been running for millions of years, and it's still playing out right now as you're watching this. Mystery 7. The real lesson here. Here's the thing the cuckoo teaches us. Nature doesn't run on good and evil. It runs on survival. Every single behavior, no matter how brutal it looks to us, is just the byproduct of millions of years of natural selection, where only the most effective strategies stick around long enough to get passed down. The cuckoo isn't evil. It's just doing exactly what its instincts were built to do. Conclusion, call to action. And there you have it. 7 facts about the cuckoo, the bird that looks totally harmless, but is running one of the most calculated survival schemes on the planet. And honestly, the wild kingdom has 100. More stories just as insane as this, one. If you liked this video, smash that like button. It seriously helps the channel out. If you thought this was as wild as I did, share it with someone who needs to see this. And hit subscribe to Wild Area so you don't miss the next one. Last thing, drop a comment below and tell me what animal you want us to cover next. Who knows? Your idea might be the next video. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. See you in the next one.